Welcome back to Male Choices. Today we're taking on a topic that's pushing a lot of men to their limits, the rising level of entitlement in modern women and why men have had enough. More and more guys are stepping back and re-evaluating what they want in a partner because they're done dealing with impossible standards and unearned expectations. If you're ready to hear the hard truth on what's driving men away from the dating scene, hit that like, subscribe button and ring the bell of notification. Let's get into it.
Women have been placed on such a high pedestal in society that there's just a sense of entitlement and they feel no need to reciprocate anything back to men. It's like the video I reacted to recently with the WNBA, acknowledging the fact that the WNBA is basically a business that makes no profit and it is funded by the NBA. The women were so entitled there wasn't even a degree of gratefulness from the women towards the men to say, well, do you know what, thank you for funding this anyway, thank you for funding me to basically live out my dream, despite the fact I'm not making you any more money. Women are just put on such a high pedestal, and yeah, it's just entitlement.
What happened to equality, huh? Men are supposed to dedicate their lives to providing, protecting and supporting women, and real men, high-value men, do this with pride. It's in their nature. But here's the kicker. Why do women keep demanding everything from a man, all while going on about equality and oppression? It's wild. They want all the benefits, but none of the responsibility. Modern women have become entitled, no doubt about it.
If you're broke when I meet you, you don't stand a chance. Because...
What's a broke to you? What is defined broke?
You make less than double what I make.
If you make less than double what she makes, you're broke. That's it. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Ladies, let me ask you this. If a guy checks all your boxes, he's driving that $100,000 car, raking in $1 million a year, stands 6 feet tall, decked out in the ice, and drops serious cash on a ring, are you really ready to be 100% his and go along with what he wants, act how he expects, maybe even wear what he prefers? Because let's be real, you're not the only ones with expectations here. If you want all that, be prepared for it to go both ways.
Every morning, he kisses me on my forehead. It's not anything crazy, but it's like enough to not wake me up too much, but just a little bit to know, like, I love you. So what did I get this morning? Absolutely nothing. Not a text message, not a kiss, not a phone call, not a notification, not a pat on the shoulder. Who hurt you? What did I do to you? Are we fighting? Are you mad at me? Do you not love me anymore? Are we not married? Are we divorced?
Where's the heck to a girl when you need her? No, in all seriousness, it's not because he just suddenly doesn't love you. It's most likely because he was stressed or running late, but there is a slight chance that maybe he's upset at you. And if that's the case, the best question to ask yourself is not what have you done to him, it's what haven't you been doing for him. Damn, maybe we do need the heck to a girl.
The entitlement and assumptions here are out of control. There's this growing wave of misandry, infecting the way so many women approach men these days. Just look around. Even in your own family, you'll see it. With the rise of movements like #MeToo, men are more guarded than ever because, let's face it, you don't know who's out here smiling in your face while holding a knife behind their back. Men can spend half their income on court-ordered payouts, only to watch someone else reap the rewards. Men are done with it. They're tired of paying out and getting nothing in return, only to watch Chad or Tyrone swoop in and enjoy the benefits.
What should a guy spend on a wedding ring?
Well, given that it's a wedding ring, that means we'd have to get to the point of getting married, and I won't even entertain a guy if he doesn't drive at least a $300,000 car. Not to mention, if we do get to that point, the ring literally has to be someone's mortgage.
Right, yeah. So you want a guy with a lot of money?
Are you f***ing kidding? If it's not Bill Gates, I'm not marrying him.
I guess it's valid.
Baby, this kitty makes more money than Bill Gates, I'll tell you that.
What are you talking about?
Of course we're gold diggers. If you don't have a car, we not linking. Of course we gold diggers. If you ain't spending no cash, you don't get none of this ass. Shake it, baby. Of course we gold diggers. If you not wearing no ice, you don't look nice. Of course we gold diggers. I like designer, not Shein. That's my girl. Yep. Of course we gold diggers. All we care about is money. Yes, baby. Of course we gold diggers. If you don't make more than 8 figures, what do you make? Yes, yes.
Women feeling entitled. It's not hard to see where it comes from. But what's wild is just how extreme that entitlement has gotten. They feel they're owed simply because, well, just because. And it's no wonder, with society jumping on this woke, hyper-feminist bandwagon that screams equality in every area, while still hyping up this belief that women deserve everything a man works for, earns, or creates. The double standard is baffling. We're talking about equality, that somehow always translates to entitlement for one side and sacrifice for the other.
A few months ago, I took my parents to court for having me without my permission, and I won, so the court ordered them to give me $5,000 a month to cover my basic living expenses. Well, they went and had that appealed. So now they don't have to give me any money, and I have to go get a job. And I'm realizing, like, I don't have any work experience or any higher education. Nowhere's paying me $5,000 a month. So how the hell am I supposed to be able to afford my bills? Like, what? Don't have children if you don't want to support them.
Let's hope women start seeing the hypocrisy they live with. They expect everything handed to them, yet march the streets shouting for equality. But here's the real kicker. Manipulation has become their go-to tactic. From teenage years to their last breath, they've mastered using emotions against men to get exactly what they want. It's all about entitlement, manipulating you into buying gifts, being okay with them seeing others, relocating for their convenience, and moulding you to believe whatever suits their agenda. The game is clear, fellas. Don't get played.
I've actually been thinking a lot about this. Men spend a lot of money on things that they love.
I can only imagine where this is going.
They spend money on a gym membership. They spend money on their cars. They spend money on watches, motorcycles, boys' toys. They're always expensive to fix. They're always really pricey. But when they buy these things and they invest their money into it, they love it. They spend so much time on what they invest in.
A lot of those things tend to bring men some sort of happiness. So that's a key element there. But go on.
So it got me thinking, let them spend money on you. Who cares if people call you a gold digger, a whatever, sugar baby, whatever.
Seriously, at this point, who did not see this coming?
Let them spend money on you. Because if they love spending money on the things they want to invest their time in, and it's you, I mean, what's wrong with that? Don't take dating advice from me, though. I don't date.
To be clear, a man is going to spend money on something that he really enjoys, that brings him peace, that brings him happiness. And if a man wants to spend money on a woman that does those things, that's one thing. It's entirely another, however, to go after a man specifically in hopes that he will do those things.
She loves throwing around the word investment like buying her time is supposed to pay off. But let's get real here. Cars, material things, they aren't investments either, except they won't backstab you. The moment the money dries up, so does her interest. That's not an investment, it's an expense. And men get this, they'd rather drop £5,000 on a car that won't pull the rug out from under them than waste a cent on someone who's only around while the cash flows. It's no wonder men are choosing things that won't walk away.
I think that if I got into a relationship with the kind of guys that I like now, yes, that it would fail.
That's a bad mental model.
NFL players and stuff.
At least you know. Most women don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really bad way to look. You're basically like black-pilled about your relationship. Like it's gonna fail no matter what.
That's not really what I said. I'm
though.
Like, it's the certain type of guys I guess I interact with now. I feel that I'm growing out of it because of things I've been through.
Do you regret choosing those men as men you took serious?
I don't. I
They brought
can't.
no value. You said they brought no value.
So I genuinely, as a person, cannot hold hate in my heart. I don't hold a grudge. I can't be mad. So when you ask that, no, I still have love for those people. I think every decision is a good decision and leads you on the path to where you need to be.
There's a huge difference between spending and wasting. Some guys blow cash on luxury cars and flashy toys just to impress women, when a simpler option would get the job done. Personally, I'd rather stay debt-free and around women who don't size up a man by his wallet or create drama over it. Spending a bit on someone you value? Fine. But throwing money around just because she expects it? That's wasting. And smart men aren't playing that game.
Serious question. Would you let a guy take you to a chain restaurant, like to Olive Garden, Red Lobster, Applebee's on the first date? Because I wouldn't. Like, I will just never reply back to you because...
Too many men fall into this trap, especially the weak ones. They'll put up with all kinds of disrespect just to chase that one thing, falling for manipulative tactics, whether they see it or not. That's why the smartest move is to keep your distance from women who are only out to exploit and manipulate. You know the type, the ones who feel entitled to everything you have and will twist things to get it. Better to stay clear and protect yourself from the drama.
Besties, there's 6 billion men in the world and you're telling me you're choosing one that makes you pay rent?
Let's cut the cap, shall we? There are 6 billion people in the world, most of whom don't live in first world conditions. 5% of people make over 6 figures in America, and low 6 figures is no longer bougie money. Of said 5%, how many are men? How many are over 6 feet tall? How many are single? How many are under 40? And how many want committed relationships? Exactly.
This woman doesn't understand that there is more of her than the high-value man she's looking for. And she's giving bad advice to other women just because she got lucky with a high-value man that might leave her for another woman. And then she can do nothing about it because the man here is the one who has the ball, not her. I still don't know why these modern women give bad advice.
This kind of dating game, it's a rigged system that expects men to do it all. Approach her, compliment her, set up the date, pay for everything, make the first move, and lead in every aspect while she just sits back, playing hard to get, expecting to be treated like royalty. Society's got it backward, trying to convince men that they should put in all the work while accepting less than what they deserve in return. The truth? Men are waking up to the reality that the system wants them passive, settling for superficial standards while putting women on a pedestal just for existing. We're being fed this idea of happy wife, happy life. But what about men's happiness? Somewhere along the way, men started buying into the idea that a woman is a reward to be won, but that mindset is starting to crumble. The pressure isn't just on dates, it's everywhere. In long-term relationships, it's on men to take care of the finances, handle the tough work, and make sure everyone's okay, and yet these expectations are treated as if they're just men's responsibilities, while empowerment tells women they don't have to give anything in return. Where's the balance in that? Here's the thing. For men choosing to walk a different path, who aren't interested in following these unfair social norms, I say good for you. You've made one of the smartest choices you could, avoiding the rigged game, steering clear of unnecessary drama, and focusing on building a life on your terms. When reality hits, you've got 2 choices. Deal with it, or let it control you. So instead of wasting time trying to prove something to people who won't understand, stay focused on positive influences and live life your way.